Hello.
What's up, my man?
How are you doing, Alvaro?
Very nice. Already booked 6 calls.
That's amazing, bro.
Man, it's because I'm starting to call around Miami, the people is more used to the accent. Still they don't understand me,
Alvaro,
but you know.
Alvaro,
Yes.
you're so stupid. Yeah. So you
What?
found a place where you can book a lot of appointments, and you're telling everyone where you're targeting.
No. Yeah, I did. No,
So,
but Leo is not in real estate.
yeah, but imagine I'm in a bloody what's it called? I'm in a gold like a gold place where everyone's targeting gold, and I'm like, Darius, I found the gold, and the gold is in this location. It's going really well for me. I guess what's happening? Yeah, that location is about to run out of gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful,
It's
guys.
true.
Let's wait a few minutes, and then we'll kick off the call. This personality type has the most entrepreneurs. And the funny thing is, you guys are the most annoying personality type to deal with. Yeah. Like genuinely pain in my ass. I know how to deal with you guys, but genuinely a pain in my ass. But we'll get started very shortly. Let's just wait for, let's say, 3 more people to come in, and then we can kick it off. If anyone has a call review to put into the chat, and you want to be selfish, put it in. But we'll start in like 3 minutes.
Can you open the sales call if it's just a link like that? Okay, thank you.
Wonderful. Leonardo, what niche are you in?
Solar.
Very nice. So,
Actually, before starting, I have a question. Also, like on these calls, could we review or maybe change the scripts? Because,
yep.
okay, perfect.
If you guys want scripts reviewed quickly, just put it in the chat. We can kick it off with that. We'll go into a call review and we'll do some discussing.
Okay.
Shay, do you have any things, scripts to be reviewed? Dennis, Shay, Alvaro, if you want a script review, just put it in the chat.
Like that?
I don't like the can you quickly help me? I don't like the help me out, but that can work. Remove essentially. That doesn't make sense. And I'll fix this up and put it back in the chat.
Sorry, can you say that again?
I'm going to rewrite it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Amir,
Yeah,
you're very white to have the name Amir. Did you know this?
yeah, I know. I heard it a lot.
Yeah.
Since joining the course.
Yeah. Nice. It will take less than what I lost in bed. It will take less time.
Yeah, I use it sometimes.
That works. I don't like the second part because you're not really saying anything. You can swap this with. That's kind of what I would change. There's so many of this personality type, which is a good thing, but it's also so bad because you guys are really annoying because you're all so hyper independent. One thing to know about the personality types is all of you believe yourselves to be leaders, and as such, if I'm ever a cunt to you guys, you really don't appreciate it, which makes it a pain in the ass to deal with. But that's fine. Wonderful. Does anyone have any dying questions? But Miguel, I need to have a call with you tomorrow. Is that cool? Yeah, it's been a while since we spoke.
I can find some on your calendar.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So let's look at this. Does anyone have any dying questions before we review a shit sales call?
Yeah, I would love to ask something. I was cold calling today and I reached like two owners and I was basically saying my script and all of that. And I asked them about the like 15 minutes to jump on the meeting, but they said they want to know who I am and see my company and all of that. And I don't know what to say. I was saying that I will show everything on that meeting, but they say they don't have time for it. They need to check it if I can send some informations to the emails. So what should I do?
95% of the time that someone says that is because they don't like your cold calling or they don't like your pitch or your offer and they're not interested.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you put up your, do you have the call recording?
Yeah, sure, but yeah, I will try to find it, of course.
Yeah, find it and then we can go through it and find the issues there. Alvaro?
Yeah, so would be good to. Okay, no, the offer no. So I was talking the other day with a guy, and he told me an offer for the people not to pay the ad spend, and with the ad from fee of 5,000 or 4,000, something like that, pay the ads, and then with the prepaid
Yes, with the prepaid budget,
prospects.
you utilize that budget and you basically do that.
Yeah. How do you see?
It works. It works. You can make it work. It's just a lot of budgeting. I don't recommend it for you.
Okay.
Because you have to be very good with money management, and I have a feeling you're gonna waste some of the money on putas when you get excited, and then you're gonna fuck yourself in the ass because you won't have money to run ads.
Okay.
If you have a lot of money in your bank account, will you spend it on women?
Will I spend, sorry?
Would you spend money? Let's imagine you have 10,000 in your account. You sign 2 deals. Are you spending any money on whores? Yes or no?
Well, money in the bank account.
Huh?
Yeah, I spend it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so don't go with that offer. It's not sustainable for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that offer is only good if you've got very good money management. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So let's kick it off with a call review, and then we can have some discussion. So I'm gonna end this review early, simply because it's 1 hour long, and then we can do more talking about what you guys need to succeed.
I have there a cold call. Can you check it before?
Let me just see it. Is it on the chat? Okay, so
Hey, Ismael, can I just? Oh yeah, nothing. I'll give you just some context for the call later.
This one.
Hello. Hey, is this Aileen? It is. Oh,
Everyone's
wonderful.
escuchando.
This is. I got your information. Wait a second.
Shit, cool. Why are you wasting her time?
Here with Altor.com. Okay. How many? Hello.
It's been 24 seconds of her life that you've just wasted.
Yeah. Do you have a minute? I do. Oh, wonderful.
So it took 30 seconds for you to get started.
We are looking to partner up with agents here on Winter Haven, and we are giving to our partners an average of 10 extra closings each year. Can I tell you, Eileen, why they are partnering up with us? It would take actually 25 seconds.
Okay, but what company are you with?
Yeah, this is Alpha Agency. We are here on Miami, also in Lakeland, and yeah, now we are expanding to Winter Haven.
Okay.
If you have 25 seconds, I can tell you what we do. Sure.
I'm impressed that she gave you 35 seconds. The beginning of this call was shit. Your enunciation needs to be better. So you need to say every word and every letter in each word.
Yeah. So what we both know, Eileen.
Give me one second, guys. Wonderful. So yes, carry on.
The biggest pain point in real estate are getting enough leads and making sure those leads are quality. Now, we don't sell leads, but we do generate a mass of leads. And then our ISA team, trained by my business partner, who is actually an agent like you, nurtures and pre-qualifies those leads for you. So you don't waste time try kickers and you can focus.
Per lead.
Yeah, we don't charge monthly fee. We always charge our per lead or on the closing. It depends on the agent. We have to see the close rate and how you run your business, and then I can tell you. But yeah, if you have, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes tomorrow, next day, we can talk and I can tell you all about that. And yeah, if you like the system, you can implement it yourself. Or yeah, if we both like each other, makes sense. We could yeah, potentially partner up. I don't know, maybe tomorrow.
Okay. I think I'm gonna pass. Thank you for the opportunity. Pass for now.
Call was bad in the beginning. You do sound a bit like a bitch. It sounds more that you want to join her rather than what you're offering. I believe it was a one-off. With that cold call, you should be able to book some people in. But the quality of the call kept cutting out, which doesn't do you any favors. Does that make sense?
Cutting out? What do you mean?
Like the audio was cutting in and out.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Ismael. So I was trying to tell you, like, when I talked to this guy over the phone.
Are you about to ruin the movie for us? We're all about to watch a movie. Are you about to ruin it?
No. It's just about context because I wasn't even expecting this guy to be like that. I mean, over the phone, he was like a little bit rude, so super arrogant, and he was like, "Yeah, just don't waste my time," stuff like that. Also, he told me, "I have a 90% close rate. If you work with me in Jacksonville, you cannot work with any other agency or company inside Jacksonville." But then in the sales call, he was actually nice. And I don't know, it wasn't recording for the first like 2-3 minutes, but I asked him if there was any other important decision maker that should be joining us today. He said no, and then you'll see. But at the end of the call, he says he has to talk with Regan, one of his employees.
To get enough of them
Yeah, right.
interested, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So you're telling me your options are getting on social media and trying to reach out to new potential customers?
Well, I don't know so much about social media. I know that we need to get our message for what we do in front of homeowners in our geographic area.
Right. So in the last 7 months, or like 6 months, how many deals have you closed?
Good.
6 months?
Yeah. Like 2024 so far.
About seven.
7. So that's 1 deal per month. And the year before that?
Was less than that. 2023 was the worst year ever. 2022, we were doing 1.5 a week.
1.5 a week.
Yeah.
So basically 6 deals per month.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's really great.
Why the fuck is that really great? Leonardo, that was 2 fucking years ago.
Yeah. So if you were to say in this past, like 2023 and 2024, what do you think is the reason you're not getting that amount of business that you used to get?
My opinion is the U.S. economy is not as good as they are telling people it is. The price of, I know it's nothing like what you have in Europe, but relatively to the American way, the price of housing, insurance, food, fuel, automobiles, clothing, everything has gone up. Food has doubled, and it's getting ready to triple.
Yeah.
So the best customers are a man and a wife living in a home with children. They're the ones that always are concerned about their energy future. And if they are struggling to pay their car payment or insurance or any, doesn't matter how much their money they're making, they could be making the same amount of money they made in 2021, 2022, but the inflation is eating it up to the point where they can't afford that extra payment for what we sell them.
Yeah, I totally get it.
So what you need to figure out is to see if he's telling the truth. What was his conversion rate? Let's say he spoke to 10 homeowners that were qualified back then versus now. What is the conversion rate? Right?
Okay, so actually asking like back then what was the conversion rate, and
Yeah.
then also right now. Okay.
We need to figure out if if the issue is on the amount of leads that he's getting, or if it is on the conversion rate when he gets the leads. So is it harder to get 10 or is it harder to close 10? Does that make sense?
No, could you explain it again?
So
please?
is his problem right now that back in the day he would speak to 10 people and he would close 5, but now he speaks to 10 people and he closes 2? Or is it that back in the day he found it easy to find 10 people and now he struggles to find 10 people?
Okay. Okay. Now I got it.
That will tell us if what he's saying is accurate or not.
Okay. Yeah, so let's say right now the only problem you're facing is how to get in front of new customers. Okay.
Correct.
That's good.
People that want what we offer.
Yeah, totally.
Those are 2 different things.
Now, I should tell you, there are companies here that are doing better than we are, but they are national companies and they have people knocking on doors,
Yeah.
6-7 days a week.
Yeah. Actually, that was what I wanted to ask you. I mean, other companies are still doing great. So if you think that's the reason, it could be probably the reason. Knocking on doors is the traditional way to do business, and it works better.
What the fuck are you saying, Leonardo?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, but
Yes, it did.
you obviously don't have the time or maybe even the team. Do you have a team that?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, so what you would need would be someone to rely on and ask him to just call the prospects and try to see.
You sound like a guy who's in the fucking friend zone trying to convince the bitch to go for the nice guy. Right? Do not
Right, and how do I change that?
So what you're trying to do is you're trying to pre-frame yourself for a close. You're trying to paint an image where you look glorious. And this is what you need. You need all of this. You need all of this. You need, by the way, I'm all of this.
Okay.
That's what you're doing. Do you understand?
Yeah, so I avoid like talking about me.
Yes.
And just.
No, because you're not talking about yourself. You're trying to pre-sell yourself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then
so,
it doesn't make sense. What you offer works. The service that you provide works. It is a solution that they need. We know this. He knows this. It's how you portray it. But when you try to pre-frame it, you sound like a bitch.
okay.
It is typical sales. Like you can utilize it in sales, but everyone does it, so you want to stay away from it.
Right. And what should I do instead?
What's more important is highlighting his pain.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But before that, the thing is, we missed the beginning, so I don't know what questions you did or didn't ask. It's asking the right questions, getting all the metrics in order, and then if pain is needed, pain is needed. If not, go straight for the solution.
See if they are a potential client.
Yep.
That's correct. Okay.
Nothing was gained.
So
Well, we recently were told that there is a new service out of Mexico that's very reasonable. It's a call center, and instead of door knocking, they call people.
okay.
So I don't know. We've never tried that.
Okay, I understand. Now, well, as I told you before, I would tell you if I think you were a great fit, which I think you are. And can I tell you the reason for?
Yeah, because I still don't understand exactly what your company does.
Yeah, I can just explain it to you very briefly. But the reason I think you're a great, not deal. The word I'm trying to say, a great opportunity is because the problem you are facing, the obstacle, is very simple, and we really specialize on that problem. It's very simple.
You're just sucking his dick. That's all you're doing right now. I think you're a great fit because your problem, I have the solution. Right? It doesn't work well.
We are just trying to get in front of enough prospects to get enough sales. So what we do at my company is very easy. We will run ads for you on Facebook.
Where's your fucking presentation?
He's on his phone, like he couldn't see it. And out of those leads we get from Facebook, instead of handling it to you and you have to call them, qualify them, see if they're interested, they have the money, we will just take care of that. And we will call them, qualify them, take care of everything. And when we see a prospect.
Okay, in this case, based on what you are doing, which is not using a presentation, you have to use your brain on how you do this. Now, he made reference to a company in Mexico that calls all the houses. What we have to do is we're very similar, but we're better. The reason for this is we will run ads targeting your geographic location, something he said previously, so we're going to utilize that. So we're running ads in the geographic location. Anyone who owns a home in that area will see these ads. Now, from those that are interested, similar to a cold caller, they will let us know that they're interested by filling out our forms, right? Giving us more contact information. From there, our team are able to qualify them and hand over the leads to you. So we will know all the details about a lead. We give them over to you, and you have leads to call. Whether it's through completion of a funnel or whether our team has directly called them and contacted them, you will have a lead list. Now, if I give you a lead list where we know who they are, their zip code, what they're looking for, what they're struggling with, so on and so forth, just general qualification questions, will you be able to close those deals? Yes, that's what we do. But ideally, you want a presentation. But that's how you frame it, because he's just spoken highly about a cold calling company, doesn't want to do the door knocking. This is similar to that, except it's utilization of ads. Does that make sense?
Yes.
By the way, do you know how much he makes per deal?
50K is the medium range.
15 or 50?
50.
And how much is his take home?
He said like 10%.
So 5K.
Yeah.
I don't think he can afford it, but yeah, listen.
Expect that he's interested in your services. We will just take it and book it directly to your calendar. This way you will just have to reach out to them and be like, hey John, I saw you were interested for a free quote. Tell me when you're available and blah, blah, blah. And then you go and close the deal.
Did you just say blah, blah, blah?
Yeah. So that's pretty much how we operate. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's not the first time I've heard that business model. It does make sense, but it has to be worth the money and the time. So how do you get paid?
Yeah, for sure. Great question. So we only get paid on a performance basis, meaning if we don't deliver the results, we don't get paid, which in this case would be quotes for you.
Okay. Yeah, Karen.
Okay.
So what we do is obviously we call them, and once we book a quote into your calendar, then we count it as a quote, and at the end of the month, you just pay the quotes you receive.
Okay, so how much is a quote?
Yeah, here I forgot. That really depends. So obviously you said your medium range of clients would be around 50K, so it's not real a small project, but at the same time, it's not super high. So we are looking maybe at, let me think. Yeah, so if we are in the range of 50K, would be 1,000 per quote.
Leonardo just offered 1,000 per lead.
And yeah, maybe even less. Well, the thing is, I really need to know the exact amount of revenue you get from a sale. Okay, you have to look at me as a doctor. If you don't tell me what's wrong, I cannot help you. Okay.
You use that fucking metaphor
Yeah.
in the wrong fucking time.
So is 50
Okay.
reasonable? Like, are you actually getting those clients from 50K? Because I feel it could be a little bit higher than what you actually get.
Nope, the number I'm giving you is what our contracts are.
Okay, so is always like that? I mean, like, you get a lot of clients of this type?
Well, if we finance it, for example, if we finance a job through a finance company, that $50,000 job that I just told you about turns into $78,000 cost to the customer because the cost of the financing is very high.
Yeah, right.
Well, when that goes up, that puts a burden on my company to do a better job of selling, to find a way to make it appealing to the customer, but we don't get any more money. So the only numbers I'm giving you are what we would sell a job for cash.
Okay.
So now here's the thing that, just giving you some feedback on what you just said. $1,000.
Yeah. In no country is he gonna accept $1,000. He makes 10%. That's 5 deals needs to be closed. He's gonna no chance. No chance.
Is
Yeah.
way out of the ballpark. We're not a good fit if that's where your number is because of the way we price our jobs. We have a referral fee that we give someone. If someone refers a job to us, we give them $150. If the job closes, they can get $750. But we're not going to pay anybody anything for just giving us the opportunity to quote. We've done that before many times, many different companies, and it just never really works out sustainably for a long time. When the market changes, everybody's happy, but we need a sustainable model. So whenever the market's good or bad, we need to be able to level our sales so that we can continue to enjoy, a safe operating venue. And that's just not sustainable at $1,000 per quote.
Why is not sustainable? I mean,
Us making money if we're paying $1,000 per quote, because look at it this way: if I'm closing 20% and you're charging me $1,000 a quote,
Break even.
I'm paying you $5,000 before I get a job. Can't do that.
it wouldn't be before you get a job.
It would.
Oh, you said quote.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, if you get one job and you had to get 5 quotes, sorry, to get that job, you would be still making 45,000 out of it.
No, he makes 45,000 revenue.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's where I fucked up with the pricing.
that's not enough. I mean, if we're doing 2 jobs a week, it could be enough. But we have to get there. We have to get to the point where we've got the revenue at installing 2 systems a week before we can even think about something like that.
And
But
how
it's
do you
just
plan to get those 2 sales per week?
well, the only thing that we've talked about recently is what I mentioned to you earlier. Is we're looking at some digital media and we're part.
Okay, guys, we need to take a pause here. And who does not understand the new pricing model that we've given you guys? Okay. Okay, cool. So we'll go through that. Let me just answer these questions and then I'll break it down. And Zach is also here in case we need extra breaking down. So, Sam.
Yeah, I just have 2 points. So the first one's quite quick. Like the guy's posture in the call, to me, it gave off kind of vibes that he was just not interested and not really kind of attentive to the call. Is that a failure in
he's
the rapport section?
He's listening. He's listening.
Okay.
Right.
And point 2.
Yeah.
So when he mentioned that he had variation over the past kind of 2 years in his revenue, like in 2022 to now, is that a good point to find out what he did differently? And judging from what he said that he hadn't done social media. So would that then been a good opportunity to kind of say the inconsistency with referrals and kind of lead that way into the pain?
You can go down the direction of what did he try to do differently. On the basis that he didn't try to do any differently, you said, look, the market adjusted and you didn't. Why didn't you do that knowing that you should adjust to the market? Why haven't you added extra systems? You were in a position where things were very good and now things are very bad. What would you have done differently? and then get him to admit his own failures and what he would have done differently. I said, cool, it's time to change. Right? But even based on the maths, like it's such a bad offer Leonardo's given him. He said 10, so Leonardo, nice and simple, right? He said 10% his margin. So how much does he make on 50K?
5,000.
What's his closing rate?
20%.
So how many deals does he need to close? How many deals does he need to close one deal?
5.
How much did you charge per quote?
1,000.
So how much is 5 quotes?
5,000. So there's no profit.
It's literal break even.
Yeah, yeah.
Alvaro.
Yeah, so what Leo was trying to do in there, the good fit pitch, what we call before the pitch, is good.
I didn't see it.
It's good to make it. Yeah, when you say, so with all the information I have, I think you're a phenomenal fit for what we do because you are in this range, blah blah blah. No?
Do not over exaggerate saying you're a perfect fit. This is gonna go wonderfully. Nice and simple. Yeah, this works. This can make money. The more you exaggerate, the less believable you see. Right? Has anyone here hopped into a sales call with anybody, whether they're selling you agency shit or whatever it may be? Right? Do you believe it when they say to you, yeah, this is perfect, da, 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 and they give you a whole fucking spiel on how amazing this is just for you? Do you guys believe it? So why would your prospects believe it? Right? Wrong target audience. Don't tell them it's a perfect fit. You say, look, this makes sense. I can see this working. So let me show you what we got and we can take it from there.
And we don't say why, right? The range of the price of the where they are, where they want to go, and also the problem they have. Do we pull up that?
It's not necessary because it puts you, it makes you guys look that you really want the deal. It makes you guys look like bitches, right? Because you think it's a phenomenal situation. This is really gonna work. Da, 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 da. Right? And it puts you in it lowers your frame. Like 80% of the time that someone can do that, or 80% of the ways that will be done, will lower your frame. You can do that without lowering the frame, but it's not worth it because you likely lower the frame. So I'd rather remove it from what you guys do than add it in correctly. Dennis?
Okay.
Dennis, due to the fact that you show your forehead, I don't know if you're speaking or not, but you're on mute.
Yes, sorry. Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. I was talking about cold calling because with the new offer, I don't even know if I'm saying like stuff that I can actually make, because I'm saying first we do our own lead gen in-house. We receive many leads, most are rubbish. We pre-qualify everyone and only send you the code by scheduling a time for you to visit them at their address. And the best part about this is that you only pay us once you have meet qualified clients, but I don't know if I'm like still doing that.
So Zach,
if I can say that.
Zach, do you want to join as we explain this? No. Wonderful. So the previous offers were they are not sustainable for beginner agencies, right? Because you don't have the infrastructure or the running cash flow, so on and so forth, to make it work. And you are more often than not hit a point of diminishing returns, right? What that means, okay, do you guys see the graph that I did? Let me get up on Miro. So I'll redo it. It'll take me 2 seconds. So, Zach, you gonna turn off your sound? Yeah, okay, cool. So, perfect. By the way, for those who don't know, this is how you run ads. So, nice and simple, right? Let's say this is a lead that is qualified, right? So they have either been qualified via the funnel or via a phone call, right? So we have 10 of these leads. Boom, boom, boom. Now, these are not the highest quality leads. So we would be charging over here $100. $100, right? Now, on the other side, we have scheduled appointments, right? Realistically, from 10 of these leads, you'll be able to schedule 3. You do all the work correctly, you'll be able to schedule 3 of these appointments, right? And let's say you put them at $250 per appointment, right? Okay, let's make it even, right? Let's make this very even. Let's say you do 4 appointments, right? So these are just leads that you have qualified through the funnel or phone call. They're just good leads. We haven't done anything with them. We just know that they're good and they're interested, right? They're $100 a pop. Over here, these are 4 leads. You have scheduled face-to-face appointments. This is the difference realistically on the pricing. You can put this a bit higher, but it depends on the niche. Now, how much more work do you believe needs to go into here for a face-to-face?
A lot more.
How much more?
Well, you have to call them to qualify them, and then you have to put the call. You have to be after them.
You have to make sure
Going to the
they show
call.
up. You have to make sure that there's a time that they are an arranged time for them to show up. You need to make sure that your speaking is good enough that they're willing to give you their address and a scheduled time. You need to make sure that the client is available to meet up at that time, so on and so forth. The biggest issue with these is and now another thing you guys have to recognize is from here to get these 10, right? Especially, so now one big thing is, Zach, you'll agree with me here when I say it will be difficult to organize a funnel that is built for face-to-face.
Yes, outside of brick.
Yeah, outside of brick and mortar, right, which is gyms, med spas, so on and so forth. So gyms, med spa, chiro, and dentistry. It will be very difficult to have a funnel that books people face-to-face, right? So first thing, you have to call all of these leads for face-to-face. So it's not funnel-based, it's calling. And you have to call each one 4 to 5 times a day, so on and so forth, right? From all of these leads that you have called on repeat, you would have reached these people. From these people that you have contacted, right? You will need to have done the call so well or have them interested enough to book a face-to-face, right? And that's with the 250 model. Now, with the $100 model, the fact is there's a good chance that this many leads are automated, done through the funnel, sent directly to your client. And over here, these leads are the ones that are more work where you've had to call them. Right? But even on this side, calling and qualifying these leads is much easier than calling and qualifying these over here, which require face-to-face. Does that make sense, guys? Right?
Yes.
You can do this, but fuck me, is it not worth the work? Right? Who here wants a relatively automated agency? Yeah, I believe everybody, right? What that means is we have to offer less. Now, I've previously been of the model offer more, except I'm ignorant to cash flow situations, so on and so forth, right? Whether it's cash flow systems, teams, which require additional training, management, so on and so forth. So this is the best model to run through because you can automate the bulk out of this, right? And then all you need is a super low cost per lead, right? Miguel, you've had a lot of leads coming in on a campaign, right?
Yeah.
How much easier would your life have been if it was just less quality leads, but done through a funnel?
It would save me many hours a week worth
Yes.
of work.
Yes. And would that allow you to hop into sales?
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
do more prospecting and outbound.
Now, Miguel, you have experience selling the higher quality. Do you believe that you can sell the lower quality?
I do. I think I would need to change my offer because my offer is selling appointments.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely possible. Yeah.
Now, guys, the reason that there isn't much of a difference is because of the price points. If you're selling I don't want to class them as lower quality, but cool, let's say lower quality, to be fair. If you're selling lower quality at the same price point, it's not fair. You won't be able to close those deals. But if you sell it based on the pricing that is fair, right, then it works. Right? I've been much favored towards the other side where it's higher quality, simply because I like fat setup fees. It just feels good when you collect a 5K setup fee. However, when it comes to what you guys are trying to do, it's not worth it. Right? We're going nice, simple, stupid, maketh money. Does anyone have any questions on how this applies to their niche or to their offers? Okay. Denise?
Yes.
Yes, I will need
So-
then change my, or can I send you my like presentation, or can you look at my cold calling script, because I think it doesn't make sense with the new offer. I'm saying things that I can't do, basically. I put it in the chat. And I will send you also the presentation I have right now, because I also think it's like
That's fine.
bad, I would say.
I've already amended the templates for the presentations, just plugging in into everyone's presentation.
Okay, and also question about the we sell those leads in batch, correct?
Batches.
And yeah, and they like, let's say I charge, I don't know, 1,500 setup fee, and then I say, or like right in the beginning, I charge also, let's say, $2,000 for 20 vetted leads, like prepay, or on the end of the month.
Prepay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prepaid.
And there are no guarantees or anything like that.
I just say we're gonna keep working until we get those appointments.
Okay, so it's not like, basically, I'm not saying it will take month or 2 month, week.
You
3
can.
weeks.
You can put a limitation. I wouldn't do it in the beginning. I would want
Yeah.
you guys to get used to the model, feel more confident, and the less limitations that you have, the better it is for you.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Wonderful. Alvera.
Yeah, so on real estate agents niche, I see here 200 per cost per lead.
Seller.
Seller.
Yeah, so those are purely seller leads.
Okay, so we don't use the buyers lists.
Yep. Give me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna refer to Zach. So do this, right? The reason is real estate agents are really shit. They're like lazy shits. So what you can do is you can do $50 per buyer lead and $200 per seller lead. Right? And then the way that it works is the setup would act as a credit system. Right? So let's say there's 2,000 credits that would either end up being 40 buyers or 10 sellers. So depending on what is being sent over, it acts as a credit system.
Okay. And there is a prepayment of $2,000.
Real estate, you can go all the way up to 5,000 plus. You can close real estate at 5K.
Okay, and that's prepayment of of the prospects.
Yes.
So they are prepaying for the prospects, right? This is discount. Okay.
Yes.
And then do we have already, well, another thing in this, the face-to-face appointments on sellers, we don't do it.
No,
right?
Sellers is face-to-face.
Okay.
Yeah. Real estate,
And then,
real estate is its own bitch that I do not recommend anyone enters. Yeah.
and do we have already the presentation?
Yeah. Alvaro, have you shared your presentation at Access with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's a list. We're working through the list, just editing people's presentations. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Leonardo.
So in the image you sent, there's no price for vetted leads for solar. Is that $100 maybe?
I don't know why there isn't. Give me 1 second. No, there is.
It says 10 vetted leads prepaid PPL, paper lead, sell 10 of 25.
Oh. Solo, you can do anywhere like 100, 125.
Okay, 100. Okay, perfect. And should I charge setup fee?
Yes.
Okay. And how do I
Oh,
price that?
are you saying on top of it?
Yeah.
You can. I encourage it. It will just make it a little bit harder to close, but still closable.
Okay, but what's the range? Should I like
Setup fee is
50% of, sorry?
Setup fee is a number that you're pulling out your asshole. You can go anywhere from 1K to 4K. Like setup fee is a bullshit fee that people use just to collect money.
Okay, got it.
Dennis,
In HVAC, I should charge 100 per vetted lead.
what's written on the sheet?
There is no HVAC, but the home improvement has like
$100.
okay, and also the vetted leads. How will I like give them those vetted leads, or what does actually mean for them?
So vetted leads is anyone that's completed the funnel, and we have all of the like written out information. So on the funnel, they'll have, as an example, 2 options to select. Are they a homeowner? Are they renting? Obviously, if they're renting, HVAC, that will tell us between, there'll be an answer that is on the funnel. Then, what is their zip code? That will be an answer on the funnel. What is their full name, telephone number, email address? These are just answers on a funnel that we give. That acts as a vetted lead. Another type of vetted lead is when they have completed their name, email, phone number. So we have that in the system, but they did not complete the rest of the answers. And then we have called them and pre-qualified them, and that would be an audio recording.
Okay, got it. And they will have access to all of that.
Yes.
Like, yeah, okay, perfect. I got it now. Thank you.
Miguel?
So once we send them the leads, I guess, what's the process for keeping track of the leads that we have sent them, and when we charge them for the next one? Are we automatically charging, or is there like an automated system?
As soon as 10 have been sent, charge. You need your client's details on file. I highly recommend, if you've got the balls for it, just before you charge them, give them a call, letting them know.
Okay, cool. And then this question is more around like kind of account management, but when you're having like weekly calls with the client, I guess I need to figure it out, but like, how do we align on like, hey, like if they rebuttal and saying like, oh, that wasn't a good enough lead, how do we handle that type of objection?
Then you figure out why it wasn't a good enough lead. See if they've got any, how do I say it? You need to make sure that they're not bullshitting. On the basis that they're bullshitting.
Yeah, exactly.
On the basis that it's a fuck up from your side, needs to be an adjustment on the qualification or on the funnel to make sure that that doesn't come across. As a simple retarded example, real estate. If they're working with a real estate agent, that does not count as a qualified lead. Right? And if you don't have that in your metrics, then you need to remove it.
Okay, so it's just aligning on what the criteria is for a lead. And it's like, hey, if it checks these boxes, it counts. Okay, cool. Nice. And then I've also just set them like, hey, if I don't hear from you about the leads, I'm going to count it. You have to let me know in advance if something went wrong. I plan to do that in the wording.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
So you can put in the contract
that
if that's not done within 24 to 48 hours of receiving the lead or getting in contact with the lead, doesn't count. Right. And now another example that you may bump into is on the basis that the prospect or the client has said that they have not got in touch with all the leads yet. It could either be because they haven't reached them or they just haven't started calling them. That is not your fault, and you need to make that clear. Wonderful.
Got it.
Alvaro.
Yeah, so then we have the quality guarantee, right? If they are, maybe the prospect is lying or they don't pick up the phone or something, we don't charge that lead.
So the quality guarantee in real estate, the way that it works is based on the basis that you have given a prospect and the prospect signs with another agent or closes a deal with another agent, you still charge them for it.
Okay.
As an example, you can give your lead to, let's say, a buyer or a seller to your agent, Tom, right? Tom doesn't close it, Tom's upset. But then you find out that that lead got closed by another real estate agent, you charge for that because that fuck up was not on your side, it was on the fuck up on the agent side.
And why isn't them? Because
someone
they
else
didn't make
closed
an
the deal
agreement.
someone else closed the deal that you sent them.
Okay. Okay. Can we see also the sales calls we were watching the last day?
Which one?
I don't know. We were watching one the Friday. No, Thursday.
I'm gonna have to remember. I do something. If you remember which one it was, then we can carry it on.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Last 4 questions, Sam.
Yeah, for med spas, we're doing 10 vetted walk-ins. Is that so we still have to get them to show up at the brick and mortar?
Yeah.
And that means therefore,
sure.
But so that's pretty much what we were offering before, correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Sofiane?
So when we're doing the service delivery for our client, because we're not doing Facebook native leads, we're doing it in a funnel. Which domain do we use? Do we use our clients? Do we use our own? Do we have to buy one? That's called like,
You'll be buying a domain for each client. It's a very expensive cost. I believe it's $1 a month.
Okay.
Correct? Yeah.
Sweet. And would the domain, let's say, if let's say in my scenario, the school is called London School, would you just buy a domain called londonschool.co.uk or whatever it is?
Good luck getting londonschool.co.uk, but pretty much yes.
Oh yeah, just example, yeah.
And Miguel has just helped us out. Bluehost gives you a free domain for 12 months if you use them. Leonardo.
I didn't understand what Miguel said. He said if my client doesn't call them on 20 or 48 hours, what do I do? I don't count it?
No. So they cannot complain about the quality of the lead.
Oh, right, because they didn't call them. Yeah. Okay.
Dennis?
Yes, I have also problem with Calendly. I paid the standard plan, but for some reason those text reminders aren't sent out. I was checking some sort of credit bullshit, and I even changed number. I had there my own check, but then I changed it to the buy I bought on high level. But I don't know, nothing. It doesn't basically show that those reminders are sent. Only email works.
The workflow.
No, it's like there is a workflow, but also text reminders that are I set up. They're like 24 hours, 10 hours, 10 minutes, and there is probably some update with some sort of credits, but they are not pop out like on the tutorial that I don't know someone from your team was.
Is it for yourself or for your client?
For my client. Like sending, if I book them in, I believe they don't receive those reminders.
So
because
client stuff, I need you to speak with Zach because I don't want to say something that Zach disagrees.
He needs to book.
Yeah, Sofiane, have you not booked in a call with Zach?
Me, no, I'm still
Sorry. Dennis, my apologies. Dennis, have you booked?
Sorry.
Did you book in a call with Zach?
No.
Do you want to book in a call with Zach?
Yeah, I would love to.
Check the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, his Zach shared his WhatsApp link. No, his Calendly link on the WhatsApp group a few times. So please join it.
Yeah, okay, but there was with those clients. I don't have clients that was just for the meeting appointments, but I have 2 no-shows from 2 meetings. So should I still like do that in?
Yeah, just speak to Zach about it. So book it in and Zach will just go work through it. It's like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, can you also please on the chat review or maybe change a little the script? So I can continue cold calling today.
Where is your script?
Yeah, we'll send it one more time.
Okay, wonderful.
It's there.
So let me just do this so we can see what I'm doing.
For context, I was changing it with my 1v1 coach, but the offer is a little bit different, I think so.
Don't say this to everyone, but that should work with a bunch of people. There you go. Wonderful. Sofiane?
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't know I had a hand up.
No worries. Guys, it's a slight uphill battle as you guys get this all fine-tuned, take sales calls. But the way that it works is really strange. One of you will start closing deals, and it's kind of like the rest of you will psychologically follow. So whoever wants to kick that off, get to work. Wonderful. I'll see you guys on the call later on. Good call, and I'll see you guys at the same time next week. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
See you, man.
Thank you.